Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Molina Syaraputri. I'm from class PBIB. Today, in this video, I will tell you about the journey or history of the entry of Islam into South Sumatra, especially in Palembang. This story begins hundreds of years ago when South Sumatra became one of the important centers of civilization in the archipelago. From the 7th to the 13th century, South Sumatra was known as the center of the Srivijaya Kingdom, a major maritime empire influential in Southeast Asia. However, Hindu till Buddhist religion dominated to the beliefs of the society at that time. So, how did Islam manage to enter and develop here? Okay, after the fall of the Srivijaya Kingdom, this region began to open up to external influences. Islam first entered South Sumatra through traders from Arabia, Gujarat or India, and Persia. They came bringing goods such as clothes, spices, and jewelry, but also brought the teaching of Islam. Okay, one of the key figures in the spread of Islam in Palembang was a scholar named or ulama Syekh Abdurrahman Al-Khalidi. He came from the Arabian Peninsula and settled in Palembang. He established a pesantren and mosques as centers of preaching. So, Islam began to be accepted by the local community. In addition, the role of the Sultanate of Palembang Darussalam cannot be forgotten. This sultanate was established in the 17th century after the fall of the Majapahit Kingdom and became the center of Islamic propagation in South Sumatra. The sultans of Palembang, such as Sultan Mahmud Badaruddin I and II, were important figures in strengthening the teachings of Islam in this region. They not only built mosques, such as the Grand Palembang Grand Mosque, but also integrated Islamic values with local culture. One example is the tradition of Zikir Maulid and Ratib Zaman, which is still practiced to this day. Until now, the historical traces of the arrival of Islam in South Sumatra can be seen in its culture, tradition, and architectural heritage such as mosques and the towns of scholars. This long journey reminds us that Islam in South Sumatra grew through peaceful and cultural approaches, which are characteristic of the spirit of Islam in the archipelago. That's all the story of the history of the arrival of Islam in South Sumatra. May we learn from this tale and continue to preserve our cultural and religious heritage. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, now I will tell you about the scholars or ulama who spread Islam in the country of South Sumatra. In the 16th century, Islam began to spread in South Sumatra. A scholar or ulama named Syekh Abdurrahman Al-Khalidi from Mecca with a noble mission to spread the peaceful teaching of Islam. At that time, Palembang still predominantly practiced. Syekh Abdurrahman conveyed the message of Islam with gentleness and exemplary conduct. He taught the importance of prayer, almsgiving, and living harmoniously with others. He always emphasized that Islam is not just about worship, but also about compassion in everyday life. With his wise and humble nature, his teachings were accepted by the community. The local leaders and nobles also began to embrace Islam, which eventually inspired the people to follow in their footsteps. Islam also developed rapidly in South Sumatra, bringing positive changes to the life of the people, both in spiritual and social aspects. Mosques were built, and Islamic teachings brought progress in various fields. Sheikh Abdurrahman does not seek praise, he only wants Islam to be alive for the community. Until now, his teachings continue to be remembered as a legacy of the peace that brings progress and harmony in South Sumatra. Okay, that's all the struggle of Sheikh Abdurrahman Al-Khalidi in Palembang, and other scholars brought Islam to South Sumatra, transforming it into a more prosperous and peaceful land. His message of love and unity live on to this day. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.